What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I'm Modest, and this is a long time coming. People have been asking me to do this for a long time. I'm going to be showing you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how to do an AI song. Obviously, I've posted a decent amount of AI songs, and I've gotten a couple comments asking me to show you guys how to make them. And so I'm going to show you guys how to make this, make these songs, because I figured some people might be interested in how I do it, how my process is, versus how maybe some other people processes are. So without any further ado, let's just get right into this. Okay, so here we are in my DAW, and for those who don't know, and I've mentioned a couple times, I use my DAW as Reaper. That's my software. That's the one I use to make music. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily matter what you use. It's just more about the steps that you do to achieve the sound you're looking for. So yeah, this is the song. This is gonna be called No Regrets. This is gonna be a Mr. Krabs song. So I'm just gonna play the hook for you guys. I will show you the steps that go after.
No regrets, straight from the bottom, make it to bed. They put it on black, I put it on red, cause I am the best. Ha 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 ha. No regrets, that's what I said. It is a test, I did what I did, I'm feeling so blessed. Yeah.
So that's the hook. It just repeats two more times, or one more, it just repeats those two bars one more time. So that's the hook. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take this hook and then put it into a Mr. Krabs voice. So the first thing I like to do is, obviously, I mute the beat. I mute the beat, and then after that, I like to go into my my plugins. Now what I do is I record my voice with plugins, and then what I do next is I take away my auto-tune. I'll take away my reverb. This is like a pseudo stereo. Essentially what it does is it expands your voice to sound more wide and more filled in the headphones. So I like to take that out too. I do also take out the compressor sometimes. It really just depends on how well the vocals are recorded, but I'm going to keep the compressor on this time. It should be fine. So this is what we have so far. If we just, get rid of all these. So obviously what it sounded like, it was pretty clean. Now,
no regrets, bottom, make it to bed. They put it on black.
And then what I like to do instead is I just like to keep going through all these. I get rid of the plugins on my next channel, and then I just slide them into the next. That way I don't have to keep going into every plugin for each of my channels and then having to disable each one. It's just a faster step that way, or a faster process that way. So pretty much that's what I'm going to do is that. Now that's for the main vocals. For the panned out vocals, I do have them EQ differently. So I'm just going to go in and obviously disable these ones. So it's the same EQ. So vocal reverb, pseudo, artist. I do have a de-esser, but that should be fine. So let's just do that. Boom. All right. So that's the hook. All the plugins should be off. So if you listen to it now, there will be no auto-tune, it won't be as wide in the headphones, and it won't be reverbed.
No regrets, straight from the bottom, make it to bed. They put it on black, I put it on red, cause I am the best. Ha.
You can kind of notice the difference. So that's what we do. This is just like a not mixing, this is just a like fixing it up before I put it into my RVC like vocal AI. I'll show you guys in a minute. So to achieve this software that I'm going to be using, I will put a link down below to download the thing that I use to make my vocals into AI, just because I personally don't remember how I got it. So I'm just gonna plug a video down in the link in the description so you can learn how to achieve getting this software that I use. I've used it this whole time. I've used nothing else, and it's going to look something like this. And it looks very complicated, but once I show you how to use it, it's not complicated whatsoever. So let's first do this. We're going to essentially track by track. Now, it's a bit tricky. Sometimes I also solo them, so obviously it's not picking up other vocals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my main hook, which you can't see right now, but I'm just going to move my camera real quick in a very scuffed way. I just like to name my channels different things. So M stands for main, so main hook, and then other main hook. These are just the both main hook things that I use to record. So here's these, blah blah blah. So we got that, and I like to solo them so it's not picking up any other vocals. And then I like to highlight them with this. So I highlight them. So I'm just gonna do that, and I don't line it up with these bars. Oops, I don't line up with these like the time bars. I like to just do it right where the channel like starts and then ends, or where the vocal start and ends. And then we're just gonna render it out. So here's this, just no regrets. We're gonna do hook, no regrets hook, so we know what file to look for. I render it out at 48,000 hertz for the sample rates. Obviously I do the highest quality and fast for this, and then we do wave, and then we're gonna render this one file. Oh, make sure if you are using the software, you are going to use time selection. That way it's only rendering this part that you've highlighted. I don't know if any of this is making sense. I'm really bad at explaining things. Just look at my screen and you should get a valid idea of what I'm doing. So we're going to render this one file. So you can see, here's the file. Here's it all. Give it a second. Okay. Then we're going to bring up this software that I was talking about. Like I said, link in the description for this software. Oops. Hold on, give me a second. I also like to open folder, because that's going to be important here in a second. So I like to do is I like to set this up before I put in my file. So we're going to look for Mr. Krabs. Let's see if I can find him. So here's Mr. Krabs right here. We're going to click him. And there will also be a link below to show you how to get the AI voices that I have. I don't know if all places are the same with them, like depending on how they train the vocals. So yeah. So next we're gonna make the file creepy or crepe. I don't know how to pronounce it, but creepy, whatever. We're gonna do the sampling here. The sampling is gonna go to 32,000, or about 32,000. And then I set this to 0.2 instead, and we're gonna put this to 0.4. There we go. And then we're going to grab our file. Now the way we're gonna do that is, let me do this. So here's the file right here, as you can see. So we're going to find this. We're going to view it. We're going to click this, or sorry, no, home right there. If you're using a Windows PC, we're going to copy path. You can see that right there. We're going to copy the path. We're going to get rid of this little area that says enter the path of the audio file to be processed. We're going to get rid of that. And we're just going to press Control V. Now these little air quotation marks, we're going to, or the air quotation, the quotation marks, we're going to get rid of the quotation marks. And then we're going to convert it right here. We're going to click convert. Sometimes it takes a few seconds, so just give it a few seconds to be done. All right, so here it is, 27 seconds long, so we know this is our hook. We're going to play it first just to see if it sounds good and there's no artifacting or anything of that sorts.
No regrets. Straight from the bottle, make it so bad. You put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
So you get the idea. And I know it sounds very muffled and it sounds very low quality, but trust me, if you mix this stuff correctly, it will come out a lot more clear. So I downloaded it, by the way. Trust me, you can trust it. I've been using this for a long time. You're just going to download it. It's going to look like a weird name like that. That's just the name of the file that they're giving you. We're going to go down here, which I hope you guys can see this. Okay. We're going to create a new track. It's going to go all the way down here. And we're going to do Krabs M vocal. So Krabs main vocal, main hook. My bad. We're going to take that download file. We're going to drag it into this little highlighted area. So it should line up perfectly. And what we're going to do is, this isn't the plugins I'm going to use or the EQing I'm going to use and stuff. We're just going to slide it in there so we get a general idea of how it sounds. We're going to get the vocal reverb. We're gonna get this gate thing that I use. This is just for when I use my actual microphone. But since these AI vocals are recorded in studio microphones, technically they're already professionally sound treated and stuff, so you don't need a gate to keep out any extra noise. And we're gonna use obviously the auto tune that comes with this. Sometimes I like to put heavier auto tune on the AI vocals as well, just to make them more auto tune sounding. I don't know. So we have the pseudo still, the vocal reverb. So here we are. We're going to solo that. We're gonna come back up here. Boom, boom. And we're going to listen to this real quick. Oh, we got to make sure the beat's not muted either. There we go. So this is what it sounds like. We're going to up the vocals a bit. This is what it sounds like with the plugins I use, or with the plugin I use, and all that.
No regrets, straight from the bottle, make it so bad. You put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
Let's try that again.
No regrets, straight from the bottle, make it so bad. You put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. No regrets, that's what I said, it's just a test. I did what I did, I'm feeling so blessed.
If you notice, the vocals are a little bit offbeat, okay, compared to my actual vocals. So what I like to do here is I like to look for the peaks of my audio to line it up. I'm trying to find like right here, so we're just going to duplicate this channel, and then if you look like right, I guess this one's also a good one here. So I like to highlight this. We're going to do that. And we're just going to find the first peak of my audio. So
no regrets.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, it's this one right here.
No regrets. Straight from the bottom.
And now it sounds a little more offbeat. So we're just going to fix that real quick. Essentially, you're going to keep doing that all the way through until your vocals are completely on beat. So let me fix this up real quick, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I have it nice and chopped up, so everything should be relatively on beat now. You may notice a difference, but I'll just kind of play it a little bit for you just to see if you notice a difference.
No regrets, straight from the bottle, make it so bad. You put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. No regrets, that's what I said, it's just a test. I did what I did, I'm feeling so blessed.
You get the point. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to do that for every single vocal. Now, one tip I have for you, these are my panned out vocals. So if we look down here, you can see how the channel is this little swishy bar right here. I don't know what you call it. This little knob is turned to the left here, so it's panned 50% left, and this one right here is going to be panned 50% right. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take these and you're just going to put them in the middle. That way when you turn them into AI vocals, you can then do it after. You know, it just makes it a little bit easier, makes it sound better. So I will be right back once I have this hook all set up, and I'll kind of tell you the best way to EQ and mix these vocals into the song. Alright, this is something I completely missed about telling you guys. So when you go to put in another file and you go to convert it into the AI vocals, don't just trade out the file, just put it in and trade out the file, because it will distort and mess up your audio. So what I like to do is unload voice to save GPU memory, and then I just reselect the voice that I use, which is right here, and then all your settings will save until you reboot the software. Just quit out of it and like reboot it, and then you can put in the file. Just because, like I said, if I were to convert it now before unloading the voice, then it will mess it up. It will mess it up. So just make sure of that. Make sure you do that. And yeah, I just want to give you a quick little tip, and I'll be right back, like I said. Alright, took a little while, but I am back, and I do have the hook for Mr. Krabs. This isn't EQ'd at all, just whatever I used for my main vocals for recording my actual voice. So this is what it looks like. It's the same as the hook and stuff. It shouldn't really look any different. If it does, you might have a problem. But you should be fine. So yeah, this is it right here. This is what it should look like. It should be pretty much matching your exact thing. And then once I'm done, like, you know, exporting the vocals, I like to make the channel smaller, so that way I know what I've used and what I haven't used to convert. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, you should be fine. Okay. So this is what it sounds like without any EQing, and then I'll give you a couple tips and a couple steps that I take to EQ the vocals for voices like these that I may not be familiar with, or may not, you know, just be good at mixing. So yeah, so this is what it sounds like as a full hook. I'll even show you guys the whole hook real quick. So yeah, here it is.
No regrets. Straight from the bottle, make it to beds. You put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Ha 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 ha. No regrets. That's what I said. It is a test. I did what I did. I'm feeling so blessed. Yeah. No regrets. Straight from the bottle, make it to beds. You put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Ha 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 ha. No regrets. That's what I said. It is a test. I did what I did. I'm feeling so blessed. Yeah.
So that's what it sounds like. That's the hook. I'm not going to completely mix this for you guys. I just want to give you a general idea of what you should be looking for. So what I'm going to do, essentially what I like to do is I like to pick a really long section of like my verse or my hook, and then I like to single it out. Or solo is what this means. It means solo. And then I like to click this little button down here, which means pretty much repeat a section that is highlighted or the entire song if nothing is highlighted, and you'll constantly hear this going. Like, and it sounds annoying, but you just constantly have to hear this.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
And you're gonna have to continue listening to it over and over and over until you find what's very crisp and matches the beat and is a good mix for these vocals. So what I like to do is first, so I'm gonna get rid of all my EQ. I know I have a lot of EQing. Do I probably do it wrong? Yeah. But this is just the way I do things. So the only thing you should be hearing, and this will be a little bit loud, so let's turn the vocals down so it's not hurting our ears.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
Sounds a little off. Sounds a little bad. But that's fine. We're going to find our EQ. So let me go all the way up here. We're going to type in EQ. And I have, what do you call it? I have Antares, like, plugins, which is a subscription you have to pay for, but trust me, there's plenty of other things for EQing that you could find that are free for plugins, or if you're using BandLab or something. So, but if you're using like a separate thing that isn't like BandLab and you have to get your own plugins, trust me, just look it up, do some research. There's some free plugins that are completely good to use. I've been using free plugins for a long time until I got Antares. So if you do plan on getting Antares, it's about $30 a month, so that's up to you to make that decision. So yeah, so we're gonna get the auto-tune vocal EQ for anyone who might be using this, but it all is kind of the same. Obviously I'm just used to using these plugins. So yeah, what I like to do is I like to go from 2 to like 6, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the lows and highs. And what I like to do is I just repeat them, and what we'll do is we just listen to this.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
Right, and we're just going to find the peak of where it sounds. It sounds like a dumb idea, but essentially you're going to kind of like scrub this area of the audio that this takes up. You're going to scrub this area until you hear it sounds really bad and like it's really extreme lows or highs. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the lows section of the EQing. So we're just going to find it until it sounds very boxy and sounds very you know. So let's just do that.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
Essentially we're taking out that boxiness, but we're gonna keep some of it, so we're not gonna put it all the way down instead of doing this and just eliminating it entirely.
Put it on black, I put it on red,
because that sounds like a walkie-talkie. We don't want that. We just want to get rid of some of that. And what you can even do with this plugin is you could track it, and then essentially put it there.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
Oh, sorry, no, it's one.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
And so for that whole time, it will essentially make sure it's getting rid of any of that EQ, is kind of lowering it, whatever, you know what I mean. I think you understand. I don't know, I'm really bad at explaining this stuff. So yeah, essentially you're just going to do that through the whole way until we find a crisp sound, and then I add a different EQ or a couple different EQs depending on the voice. This is what it sounds like with the EQ.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
This is what it sounds like without the EQ.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red.
I know it doesn't seem like a big difference, but promise it is. I promise. Essentially, you're just going to keep doing that with each of your EQs. I do like to use a different EQ. as well that's separate from this one. This one just kind of, it's more for tweaking the extra little things that you may not be able to do with like the visual EQs like that. So if you just do that,
Put it on black, I put it on red.
essentially I like to raise the highs a bit, and then I do a little bit of this, and we'll turn down the medium frequencies, up the low frequencies, and we'll put the high pass on just a bit, probably around 60.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
We're actually gonna lower the highs a bit on that one, up the low pass. Okay, so
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best. Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
as you can tell, it's a big difference. So pretty much you just kind of do that for all your vocals, depending on what it is. Like for the pan vocals, you want them to be EQ'd differently from the main vocals, so that way they stand out a bit, and that way they're a little more filling, and they sound better. Stuff like these little ad-libs right here, where it's like ha 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 ha. If you're listening before, EQ that a little bit differently so it stands out. And another tip for your pan vocals, I do need to kind of fix these up a bit, but essentially what I like to do is I like to like super zoom into these things until you see like this, and you're just gonna kind of boop and boop, just slide them over a little bit so that way they're not completely lined up, and that way they sound a little bit more separate, but still they sound clean.
No regrets, straight from the bottom, make it the best.
And hold on, sorry, if we do this,
No regrets, straight from the bottom, make it the best. You put it on black, I put it on red.
it does sound a little bit different, sorry, but you get the point.
Put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
You can still hear them like standing out, but they still are unison with the main vocals, if that makes sense. And something else I like to do is, for me, I just double click on the vocals here, and what I like to do is I like to go to the pitch, and I like to put them all at like -1 at the left channel. I put at -1, or it could be +1. So we just do -1, and then we do a +1, which is literally just add a 1. And so that way one sounds a little bit higher pitched, one sounds a bit lower pitched, so then it sounds a little bit more differentiated.
No regrets, straight from the bottom, make it the best. You put it on black, I put it on red, cause I'm the best.
It's hard to tell right now, but yeah, essentially I would probably just turn them up a bit,
No regrets, straight from the bottom, make it the best.
and then you just like chop them up and line them up so that everything still sounds clean. So that's just a couple tips I have for you guys, generally how I do things. And after I'm done, I like to go into the main vocal, or sorry, no, the main track, the mastering track, and then that's how I like mix everything and make sure it sounds clean at the end. And then sometimes what I do is with beats like this, I like to take the lows, and I like to lower the bass a bit, and then I'll up it in the mastering track if I have to. It's a whole thing. It's a big process, and it's a little bit more tedious if you're using the way that I use, but sometimes I feel like it comes out a lot more clean if you do it the way I do, because if you're just recording with AI, which those are a thing, if people just record with the AI over their microphone kinda, without having to add it later in, sometimes it can kind of, I feel like it could be buggy maybe, or a little bit weird. So if you do it this way, you might have a better chance at making it more clean and the way you want it to sound. So yeah, essentially you just do that for every single track or every single vocal, which I know is a very tedious process. I understand that, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do if you want to make AI music, and obviously everyone has their own, you know, preferences on how to do things. So yeah, but that's how I do this stuff. I know a lot of people were curious on how I make AI songs, and this is how I make AI songs. I know it was a complete rundown. Maybe I will make an AI song live one day to kind of give you guys a full process of how I do things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a long one, about 30 minutes. So yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys want to hear this song fully, you know, with the verse and all, because this thing's fully recorded, so it's kind of ready to be, you know, put out there. Let me know if you guys want me to release this song. Obviously, I still have some work to do on it. This is the first time I'm actually hearing the vocals with AI. So, yeah. Just let me know if you guys want this song to be put out there and you guys want to have it on my channel and on Spotify, most likely. So, with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. I love y'all, and peace.